Hello and welcome to I Am Geek, and this is episode 52.
52!
52!
52!
We've been on for over a year now, and tonight we're taking it old school. We're going the OG original geek.
We're recording on an 8-track cassette.
Well, no, not that old school. Just, like when we first started. We don't have a guest tonight.
My computer is steam powered.
It's just the original crew. I'm Ryan. I'm here with my brother Chris and our good friend Catron, and we're just gonna talk tonight and talk about all kinds of stuff because like the interwebs have blown up with everything. But we're gonna start with something that 2 out of 3 of us have seen. But I was telling them earlier, if we waited till all 3 of us have seen it, then the second one will probably be out. But there's probably not going to be a second one. Well, there may be. I don't know.
There could be.
It could be.
I don't know.
There wasn't a second book, but
I mean, it makes sense because you're like Ready Player 2. Because what happens when
I guess we know what we're talking about now.
we are?
Yeah, Rampage.
So tonight, we can talk about Rampage because I probably won't
The
see
new
it.
Mario game.
I saw it.
But so tonight we're going to talk about Ready Player One. We're going to give what our thoughts on it and our what we thought about it. We're going to talk about Ewok Hunt. We're going to talk about Mask. We're going to talk about Deadpool. We're going to talk about Jurassic Park, and we're throwing in some Flash, and we'll probably talk about some other stuff too. But before we get started with all that stuff, we have a big announcement that we want to share. Huge announcement.
Whoa.
Yes, we're finally getting Ryan help.
It's been a long time coming, but
Yeah.
so coming May 25th through 27th is a little Comic-Con, little event.
A little.
Actually, it's the largest one in the state of Texas called Comic Palooza here in Houston, and we have been invited to come and do a live show there at the con on the floor. Hopefully we'll be interviewing a bunch of people. It's going to be fun. So if you want to check it out, go to comicpalooza.com. You can find them on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. They just announced that the man himself, the Spider-Man himself, Tom Holland, is going to be there live in person.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I guess
this will be after Infinity War.
yeah. So they're actually letting him out because
Yeah.
they don't want him to spoil anything. But he doesn't know anything. I saw an interview and basically he's like, I don't know anything about the movie.
Well, apparently they gave him like a fake script, so he wouldn't know what actually happened.
There's a British talk show. I just forgot the name of it. It's a guy with a beard. I don't know.
Bob's your uncle.
Sure. Anyways, they had him on, and it was a really funny interview because they showed a picture of the Iron Spider. Spoiler, but
Graham Norton.
Graham Norton. Yeah. They showed a picture of the Iron Spider, and he goes, "So, tell us about this. Is it made of metal?" And he goes, "I don't know. I don't know anything about the movie." He's like, "That's the first time I've seen this picture."
Well, yeah, probably on set he's wearing one of those gray suits with all the dots over it.
But it was really funny. Like, so you did a scene with Benedict Cumberbatch. He goes, I guess he was supposed to be in the scene. It was just a stick with a ball on the top of it.
It's fixed in post.
Yeah. So he's going to be there. There's I don't have it pulled up right now, but there's so many people. Jessica Jones, actress.
Henry Cusack.
Jessica Jones, actress. Henry Cusack. Kristen Ritter.
Henry Cusack. Henry Cusack is on the 100. He looks just like Joan and John. It's funny, but it's pretty cool. So,
Charlie Cox, Daredevil.
Yeah. Rufio himself is
Jimmy
gonna be
Walker.
there.
Jimmy Walker from Good Times.
Yeah. The guys from Chips are going to be there.
Michael Chiklis. It was from The Shield, Commish. He was on Gotham for a little bit.
Michael Emerson from Lost and Arrow.
Patrick Warburton.
Oh, there we go.
Man himself, Patrick Warburton. The Tick.
Oh, James Marston's going to be there. Or Marsters. How do you say his name? I don't know.
Yeah, that guy.
From Buffy.
Spike from Buffy. Ray Park will be there.
Orlando Jones is going to be there, everybody's favorite.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a ton of people here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, and to be clear, those are all like autograph and picture sessions, right?
Those are people at Comicpalooza. They're not going to be necessarily on I Am Geek.
Oh no, there's
But they're just going to be
there. They're not just walking around.
Yeah, so they'll be there for autographs and pictures and probably some panels.
Still pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
LeVar Burton will probably read a book to everybody or something.
Of course, like some comic book artists and stuff.
Yeah.
Scotty Young, I love his work. It's awesome. Ryan Audley, Joe Eisma, Sanford Green. A lot of good artists.
So the real question is, are you guys dressing up? Are you guys cosplaying?
I'm gonna cosplay as a podcaster.
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh, we got a maybe. What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
Oh. I can break out Kylo again.
A friend of mine at work made a Batman costume that he cast all the pieces himself, he molded all the parts and pieces to it. He's super artistic and handy with everything, but it's pretty amazing. It was funny because we had a costume contest at work, and he didn't end up winning, and we were just like, why? And I don't think anybody realized that he actually made the thing. If they knew how much work he put into the thing, and it's like the cowl and this top piece, not a shirt, chest plate. Thank you. Yeah. It was amazing, but so I don't know if he still has that or not, but I could borrow that probably.
Oh, we should.
Wear that.
We'll be there for 3 days, so there has to be some time we can throw on a costume and run around. We did it at the Star Wars celebration last year.
Yeah, Ryan dressed up, and I followed him around with the camera.
Yeah, it was funny. People, I was Kylo Ren, so
you were also Kylo Ren in pajamas.
Yeah, that was fun. People get out of your way, though.
Hey, that's almost like on the Solo movie with the stormtroopers that have the fuzzy stuff on, like the coats, the furry coats. It's like that kind of was like it's a foreshadowing. It's like they're all getting comfy. It took your lead there.
There we go. Maybe we'll figure out some kind of costumes. Maybe we'll wear one day. But that is May 25th through the 27th. Go buy your tickets right now. I know you want to come see us live in person. It's going to be huge. Huge.
Yeah. Huge.
If it's like any other Comic Con or convention I've been to, the floor is just amazing itself, where it has all kinds of comic books and toys and
stuff.
It's the best place to people watch, too.
Yeah,
I bet. Did you see that they have lots of stuff for kids to do, too?
Yeah, they have a kid zone.
Kid zone, and it's only $10 for a day, but it's like $15 for the whole weekend. I was like, that's pretty amazing. I mean, I guess I don't know if you want to leave your kids there, but at least they've got something for you to do. So if you've got kids, bring them on, bring them everybody, bring the whole family.
Yeah, there's gonna be a film festival. Did you enter anything, Chris?
No.
Gaming.
Something real quick. A lot of cosplay. There'll be a ton of that.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Oh, looking forward to it.
It's gonna be a blast. So that's just that's not too far away.
No, I got my flights booked. Unfortunately, there was Southwest, so I'm kind of nervous right now.
No, we have a flight booked with Southwest too, and I'm like, I told my wife, I said, we should probably have taken 2 planes just in case.
That's how we're flying down in
air window
to Orlando in October. So I was talking to somebody today, and they're like, "I hope you didn't book on Southwest." I'm like, it doesn't matter. 2 times. No, it'll be fine. They're going to be super diligent, I think, right now. And it was their first accident in 51 years, which is pretty impressive. So,
but now that counter starts over. So
now it's right, just like the one where it shows, how many people have died in fires at this thing at the Memphis Fire Museum, and it says fire deaths or something like that. And it's like it's got this counter, and every once in a while it'll start over. You're just like, man, that's kind of
oh my goodness,
depressing.
Yeah, Man, we should go there.
Let's bring this down here.
Yeah. Nice.
Also, while you guys are going to be down here the 25th, Solo's going to be out, so maybe we'll take an I Am Geek trip and see Solo together.
Definitely. It'll be a long day, but yeah, we should definitely.
We'll do it. I'll take you guys to see where the secret treasure is buried.
We'll dig it up.
Maybe we'll find it. I don't know.
Well, we can cosplay as like city workers.
Yeah.
And then just go and dig up the treasure later. That's what we'll do.
Always thinking.
Perfect. I got a plan, fellas.
There was news that somebody has said that they have found the location of the New Orleans one, but they haven't dug it up yet, but they know exactly where it's at. And I'm like,
oh, well, then okay.
Well,
it must be there.
It must be there. I don't know. Anyway, so that's coming up. We'll have more info on that coming out soon. But yes, go on Commonpalooza, their website, commonpalooza.com, and get your tickets today if you're in the Houston area or if you want to fly in or drive in. Ray Chase, we're talking to you.
Come on down.
Come on down.
A friend of mine, Don Dixon, said he might come down.
Oh, Don, come on down. Dorian just won the mega jackpot on HQ. He could come on down. He's got the money.
He didn't win the mega. He won. Dorian won HQ, which is that is congratulations. You clap for that because the questions are hard. I mean, we sit at work in a group at 2:00 and play HQ. And he was the last one of us standing and got through the last question and won like $4.32.
Boom. Dollar bills, y'all.
Yeah. Wow. There was a question today about Batman, and only one person listened to me and picked my answer.
Oh, you should know because you are Batman.
Ryan, you always say that stuff.
Yeah, geez.
Supposed to say.
Just put an ad of our T-shirts over that.
It's my go-to now. Hey, you guys missed the T-shirt sale if you didn't get on there. It was 20% off. We had some good deals. I got a couple T-shirts.
I finally got one.
Yeah,
I got that and a hat. Got a hat coming.
Sweet.
Awesome.
We got a new T-shirt on that's sort of I called it retro future because it sort of reminded me of like stuff you would see in futuristic movies in the 80s. It sort of has the I Am Geek, and then it has the glasses
Japanese
on it.
cultures taking over.
Yeah. I liked it. It's fun. So I don't know how long that one will stay up. It'll be up for a little while. But you can go to shop.spreadshirt.com/IamGeek, and you can pick up your T-shirts today. There will be other sales. There's always sales on there. Anyways, so last week we had, we'll get this out of the way before we move on to Ready Player One. We had some friends on from another podcast called Sideline Warning, and we started our WDW or Walt Disney World rides sort of bracket, choosing the best ride at Disney. If you haven't listened to the second part, which is on their podcast, Sideline Warning, look it up. They're on iTunes. They're everywhere. You can find them on there. I think they're on Spotify now, which we're trying to get on Spotify, but I haven't heard anything back from them, so...
Yeah, I filled out the form to submit our podcast, and it didn't give us any feedback back that we actually submitted it, but I'm assuming it got submitted, so we'll see. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah. So we went on their podcast to finish it out. So it's been finished out. We picked a winner. We'll announce that next week if you don't listen to Sideline Warning, but go listen to the Sideline Warning. You can hear how we got to the winner. Were you guys surprised about who won?
No.
I was not really. I was surprised by some of them that made it through further. Yeah. But I wasn't really surprised by the winner. That was a good winner.
Yeah.
It was the one I picked from the beginning. So
it's the one our family picked as well. So.
Which one surprised you there, Chris?
The Hall of Presidents.
That only made it through one. That only made it through one round.
But still, I don't like. I'm never with anybody that wants to go. Let's go see the Hall of Presidents. Like I don't know.
If it's hot outside, I go. Let's go see it. So
I guess if it's hot outside, you want to go sit down. But that's why you go in the Hall of Presidents is just to sit down. You don't really pay attention to the show. Yeah. So I don't know. There was a couple others just kind of like that. There's just like I don't remember really wanting to go ride that ever.
Yeah, Pooh made it pretty far, and
the People Mover made it further than I thought it would. Although you guys love the People Mover.
You got to ride the People Mover.
Yes, I love the People.
I thought Tower of Terror would have got further.
Well, I thought Flight of Passage we got further, but I was the only one that's been on it. So you guys were like, "Oh, I've never been on it. So I'm just not going to vote for it." I'm like,
I vote for that one because you convinced me.
Vote.
Yeah, but those other guys over there, they didn't. But sports. It's okay. It's okay. Sports. They are a sports podcast, so they talk a little bit about sports at the beginning. If you're not a sports guy or gal, you can fast forward a little bit, and then listen to the breakdown of the rides. But we did rename football while we were on there, so that was fun.
Yeah, I think it's a good name.
Pigskin Fiesta. So, anyways, So go check them out, and then we'll talk about it more next week about who the winner was. Anyways, the greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So Ready Player One. This is a movie that it's a book. I never read the book, but as soon as I saw the first trailer, I'm like, I want to go see this movie. I was excited about this movie, and it lived up to the hype for me.
Yes.
Personally.
Oh, totally did for me too. I have the book. I haven't read it. I got one of those Loot Crate boxes, and the book came in it one time, and I just haven't got to sit down and read it. But I've heard it's very different from the book.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
But it's still enjoyable. Like even people that read the book like the movie. But yeah, like seeing the previews and everything, it's just so chock full of just everything we've grown up on.
Mm-hmm.
It's just eye candy.
It's like, literally all there. I saw a video that was like 300 plus Easter eggs in this movie. So we will probably go through all the Easter eggs. You can go online on YouTube.
Yeah, that's got to be a Guinness World Record.
It was crazy, but to me, it was like how I described it on social media was like one of the best '80s movies that I'd ever seen with today's technology. So it's like you went back to the '80s, but you took the technology of today with you and made this movie back in the '80s, because it really felt like that I was sitting in a movie theater in the '80s watching an '80s movie.
Really did. We went to the drive-in and watched it. The double feature of Rampage before that, which was actually pretty fun. I'd recommend seeing Rampage. I don't know if you have to necessarily see it in theaters, but it's just a fun popcorn movie. But it was kind of nice because so we're in the car sitting, so you're not going to bug anybody around you, because when stuff started popping up, I was like, oh there, oh in there, oh that's that, and I'm like. And with my wife, I'm like, you don't care about this, but that's what that is.
I was by myself at the movies watching it doing that. But it was like, so basically, if you don't know what it is, it's in the future, the world has basically gone to junk, and everybody sort of escapes by going online or virtual reality gaming Oasis. Called the Oasis, and so like everybody has a headset and is on there, and it's really in depth and just really, I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It's just really cool.
It can affect like real world scenarios. You can earn money in it.
Yeah,
people get rich off of it, and
there's an evil company that's trying to sort of take over.
And this isn't ruining anything, but I'm just like, where are the police? Like, where?
They show up at the very end. Remember? At the very end, the police.
Yeah, no, I know.
Oh, here we are.
I was like, both me and my wife were like, oh, we just kind of figured there were no police in this time. It's like never around. And you're just like, all this stuff's happening. Like, all right, sure, I'll just go with it.
They were playing games. They were in the Oasis, having fun. And then they got out and was like, oh, we better go arrest these bad guys.
Probably do something.
But we are, spoiler alert, we're probably going to give some spoilers here just because we want to sort of talk about it a little bit. Catron's got his earmuffs on so he can't hear. He's in his padded room.
His tone of silence.
I think he's really muted us. He's not even paying attention.
Well, he creepily looked up.
Yeah. So basically, what's going on? The creator of this has passed away, and he's left Easter eggs within the Oasis. That if a person finds it, they will now become the owner of the Oasis, which would pretty much make them the most powerful person in the world. And our hero, a young, I don't know how old he is. Supposed to be in the movie.
I would say early 20s, late teens.
Yeah,
I would think. I'm guessing they're going with kind of late teenager.
Yeah,
kind of because he's living with his aunt.
But he finds he figures out the first clue, which takes place during a race. Which is the
race is great. You can actually find the race online. Like the whole race is actually online.
Oh, wow.
Like the first race. They go through a couple of them because they just kind of show it the first time, then he kind of figures it out another time. But there's so many cars and stuff that you can. There's like the A-Team cars in there. Of course, the Back to the Future DeLorean.
Yeah, that's what he's the main guy's driving, yeah. And it has the Kit's light on the front of it that goes back and forth.
Yeah, the Kira bicycle is what the girl drives. The big truck, the monster truck. What's the name of that?
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. Yeah, Bigfoot's in there. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff. I think the Fast and Furious car may have been in there. I want to say
everything in there. But so it's a race, and Wade is the guy's name.
Yeah.
But why he's in the game, he's called Parseval or something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, they're basically the Easter eggs are these keys that unlock. Basically, almost like the first key unlocks clues to the next key, which unlocks clues to the third key type thing. The villain in it is played by an actor who just plays villains, I think. He's a villain in Rogue One.
Ben Middleton.
Yeah, but he does a good job. His avatar in the game is really cool looking. It's almost like an evil businessman Superman.
Yeah.
looking character. His eyes have these really cool glow to them. It's really cool. And then his kind of like henchman is really awesome in there. He's got like a skull chest.
Yeah. Which he's pretty funny. He's played by T.J. Miller. So my favorite key scenario, there was 3 keys that they had to get, and my favorite was definitely the second one, though. That one was crazy. And
that one.
I'm just going to spoil it. It was basically The Shining.
Yes.
They go into the world of The Shining.
They recreated the whole hotel. My wife was like, "Oh, like did they actually go and film this here?" I was like, "No, this is all CG."
It was all CG except for the parts that had live actors, the twins and the lady in the bathtub. Those were sets that were built, but the rest was all CG.
Yeah,
which is crazy. It looked like just like the movie. It
really did.
You were just stepping into The Shining.
It's so because if you know the movie, it's really funny watching it because they're running around in it and they go into certain rooms. You're like, "Oh, don't go in there."
Yeah. I was sitting there going, "No."
It's like going towards the elevator. It's like, "Don't walk down that hall."
Yeah, it's funny. The one character, I forget, it's the bigger dude that drives the monster truck.
Yeah.
He's like, oh. He goes in the room and there's the lady in the bathtub and she starts coming towards him and he's just like, okay, I'll go with it, because the character never seen the movie. And then, of course, it's a scary, gross creature that it transforms into. But it was just so good. And I read an article about how when they decided they were going to do that they were going to look for, they looked at the movie and stuff, and then they realized that there were certain angles that, you don't see in the movie. So they had to figure out, okay, what does this wall or this hallway actually look like in this hotel? And so they had to create that and stuff. But yeah, it was such a good scene.
And if you're a geek and know a bunch of just knowledge, just random knowledge and stuff, like you start to pick up stuff, because like I didn't know they redid The Shining in there. I didn't know they were doing that at all.
I didn't either.
And they were trying to figure out the riddle, and it was based off a movie. They figured that out, and they were scrolling through all these movies. And I saw that one in there. I was like, oh my goodness, they're going to The Shining. Because it was like the creator who hates his creation.
Yeah.
I was like, Stephen King, he hated the movie.
But it was just, it's definitely my favorite movie of this year. Could be my favorite movie in the last 2 years.
So far this year, definitely my favorite.
It was just like I left just like happy. I left saying I'm ready to watch it again.
Yeah, it's definitely one you can sit down and watch over and over again. Just because there's so much stuff you can pick apart and just kind of find, just like all these Easter eggs and everything. Mortal Kombat characters, Overwatch characters, just movies, television. There were Ninja Turtles in there.
Iron Giant played a big part.
Iron Giant, and because it was ILM did a lot of the effects, so it's just like okay, they like basically went into their vault of models and like okay, what do we have in here that we can use and just throw it in there.
It was cool. I mean,
King Kong's in there. It's awesome.
I can't think of a negative about it. That scene a lot. I'm sure there is, but of course I haven't read the book. But it was just one of those fun movies. And the thing I liked about it is because we're in an era which some of the other movies we'll talk about today are this. We're in an era where it's like remakes, redos, sequels, and that's what a ton of movies are these days. Mm-hmm. Even though this had a bunch of characters from the 80s in it, it was like a brand new thing. It wasn't a remake of a movie or a sequel to a movie or a prequel to a movie or, a complete redo. It's a new thing. You didn't go into it, unless you've read the book, go into it expecting really anything. And you left and you've had a good time. So, I mean, there's other movies that they've redone or reworked, and you're just like, ugh. But this one was.
Yeah, we'll see if it remains my favorite because Infinity War's coming up.
Well, yeah, I said so far.
Super excited about that, and Deadpool 2, which just dropped its final trailer today.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry, I'm coughing. I still got the cough. I'm so choked up.
I mean, I know you like
Deadpool. I just want to talk about Ready Player One for the rest of the night.
You chose the subject off screen.
I'm sorry.
Was it time to move on?
I'm sorry. Get it all out.
I don't want to give away the whole movie, but there's
tons
and tons and tons of Easter eggs in there. There's even supposedly an R2-D2 in there somewhere, but I did not see him. But Spielberg said there is, so.
And there must be.
What was your favorite Easter egg? And then we'll move on.
My favorite Easter egg I don't necessarily want to give away.
Oh.
Because it takes place during like the last big battle scene.
Oh, the thing that drops down? The thing that fights?
Yeah, with that.
Okay.
Yeah, with that. That fight between that and what it's fighting.
Did you notice what dropped them off though?
Yes. Yeah, so it was just like Easter egg and Easter egg and Easter egg. And I was just like, this is great.
We could tell what dropped it off. That's not, I mean, if you blink it, you'll miss it.
Yeah.
The Firefly.
The Firefly ship. Yeah. So, yeah, that's cool. But that was the thing that was dropping. That was the thing I was like, oh, that's that. And to my wife, you don't know what that is and you don't care, but that's that. But yeah, so I don't want to. But what was your favorite thing?
Oh gosh, that's the thing. There were so many things. What was funny? One of the funny moments was the chest buster scene.
Oh, that was hilarious.
I
don't want to give that away either.
Yeah,
too much.
Yeah,
but that was good.
And Chucky was fun. The Chucky doll was fun. There's just a lot of fun things, but there's a lot of cool things that they did. Of course, seeing Batman.
Mm-hmm. See Batman a couple times.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn, Joker's in there. Some in the background. Deadpool is in there.
Freddy Krueger's in there. Duke Nukem. Halo's in there. Everything. Oh, the Doc Brown cameo was pretty cool. I don't know if you saw that.
The Doc Brown? I don't know if I saw the Doc Brown.
They're walking on a bridge or something, and if you look behind one of the characters, there's a guy with the yellow trench coat on and the red shirt and the metallic glasses that he came back from the future in, you know?
Yeah. I think I missed that. That's
he's
the
just
thing.
walking.
That's the thing. You watch this and you'll see like new things probably every time you watch it.
Yeah. Like I said, there's over well over 300 stuff. So it even has Hello Kitty. I mean,
I saw Hello Kitty. That was cute.
Anyways, go see the movie if it's still out. I'm sure it's still out.
Oh, it's still out. Yeah.
And then this movie is one that I will buy. I'll just say that right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Certain other movies I won't buy probably, but this one I will buy. Anyway,
that's certain other movie.
So you mentioned Deadpool 2. The trailer came out. It was a good trailer, and it really it's funny because the trailers I've seen this day in this day and age, you couldn't get away with the trailers that they do now.
Oh no. This is a Red Band trailer.
Yeah, but it's like on YouTube. You can just go watch it, which is crazy.
Yeah. It's not a family-friendly trailer.
It's not. Yeah, it's definitely not a family-friendly movie. Do not take your kids to this movie.
But it's definitely funny.
I was cracking up out loud though during the trailer when it was from the studio that killed Wolverine. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, it's perfect. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, there's a lot of those. What was the DC Comics?
Yeah, he's fighting Cable, and he's like, "Oh, you're dark. Are you sure you're not from the DC universe?"
Yeah.
He called him One Eye Willie.
Yeah. I think my favorite character is going to be a superhero that's not a superhero. A guy named Peter.
Yeah.
That's who you should dress up as for comic police.
Yeah. Get you a members only jacket.
Go as Peter. Get a mustache.
Yeah.
I don't have hair. Catron's got the hair.
Has to be Peter.
I could do it, I guess. Yeah.
I guarantee there will be people dressed as Peter.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
That was like hilarious. He's like, "What superpowers do you have?" "Oh, I don't know. I just saw your ad. You're in."
I saw on Instagram. He posted a picture, just a GIF of that scene of him jumping out of the plane and just flapping through the wind.
Yeah.
And he's like, 90% of winning or something is just showing up.
It's true.
Yep. So it's going to be a funny movie. It's going to be a mature movie.
There's speculation that Juggernaut may have been in that trailer.
Oh wow.
There's a very quick scene where Colossus is punching something, and it almost looks like the round-shaped helmet that Juggernaut wears. Because there was speculation before that Black Tom Cassidy, another villain, might be in the movie, and he's always paired up with Juggernaut quite a lot. So there was speculation he might be in there. And it looks like if it is, and that's him, it'd be a definitely more comic book accurate costume than we got the last time we saw Juggernaut.
So Cable is supposed to be sort of the villain in this, right?
Basically, I mean, it looks like they're taking a kind of a classic kind of X-Men type scenario where someone comes from the future saying they got to kill someone from the past to save the future. Just kind of what it looks like. And so this kid is who Cable's trying to kill. And they're going to try and stop him. Kind of what it seemed like.
Yeah. So, we'll see. But not only did Deadpool 2 trailer drop, the final Jurassic World trailer dropped.
Yeah, it did.
Caitlin's shaking his head.
It sure did.
I think everybody's sort of shaking their head.
Yeah. it just seems so cheesy in a lot of ways. But I will say, it looks pretty.
Like, it looks good.
Like that whale shark, whatever that thing is. I forgot what that big dinosaur that looks like a big whale or whatever that eats. That thing looks crazy. Like with that big wave coming, it's like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, that looks awesome.
It looks so cool. Yeah. But just we hear you might know a guy that could help us. It's just like come on.
I think this is going to be a movie that you go to watch the effects of the dinosaurs and stuff, and try to ignore the story, because basically we've already seen the story in Jurassic Park 3.
Well, and the original King Kong story.
2 when they went to the city.
2's when they went to the city.
Yeah, 2's when this one. I like that they're following up with the whole government dinosaur things where they turn them into like almost assassins. Because I definitely didn't want a whole movie of them. We got to get the dinosaurs off the island because it's going to explode with lava. I didn't want a whole movie of just that.
Yeah,
that's what I thought it was going to be at first. Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be at first when the first trailer came out. I was like, oh really? Like I want something else. So I was happy about that, but like, there definitely is some cheese in there. And suddenly he's very in control of Blue, the raptor.
I know, it's just like, hey buddy, hey best friend.
Before he was like having trouble with them, but now it almost, at least what the trailers show, it looks like he's really in control. Whether that's the case or not, you don't know.
Right.
But the trailer shows is like, hey, I got a raptor buddy, and they do that on the Runaways, I think, on Hulu, the Marvel show, because one of them has a pet raptor. I haven't watched it, but I know the comic.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, one of the characters has a pet raptor that she can like communicate and mind control and stuff.
Well, there you go.
It's supposed to be good. I haven't watched it. I don't have Hulu.
I don't have Hulu either. So it's going to be a fun movie, I think.
Yeah, it'll be a fun popcorn movie. People are complaining, but they're going to go see it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go see it. And then there was another movie that was announced today.
Yes.
The Mask, not The Mask.
The Mask.
Yeah.
The Mask.
It was The Mask. Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey's coming back.
No, that was what was the movie with the kid that his mom
shares his mom or something like that?
Yeah, right? Shares his mom, and he had his faces. And it wasn't it called? I think it was called
Mask.
It was Mask.
Just Mask. Okay.
But this is M period A period S period K period, which stands for something.
Yeah.
It's based on the toys from when we were growing up. Mask toys.
Yes. I love those toys.
Oh,
I vehicles that turned into different vehicles.
Yep. Yeah, a car that turns into a plane, and a motorcycle that turns into a helicopter.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. I have that.
It's Mobile Armored Strike Command, and command is spelled with a K.
Oh, because it's totally 80s.
So they can make Mask. And the villain side is Venom, which stands for Vicious Evil Network of Mayhem.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. They're just really putting it out there for you. Like they don't want you to be concerned on what they're doing. They want you to know right off the bat, like, hey, we're evil. It's in the name. I'm be sure you knew that.
I'm excited about this because we love the toys. We even had like the play set, the gas station that the mountain turned into.
As long as it wasn't like, as long as it's not like the most recent G.I. Joe movies. So,
yeah, hopefully not. It's the
like,
guy
I like the first one,
Fast and Furious, I think.
Yeah, I kind of like the first G.I. Joe, the newer movie. I kind of got into it, but it still was just kind of over the top and
I like the director.
Have to be robots and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I like the director they got, so I think that's good. He headed up the Fast and Furious, the 8th installment of the Fast and Furious movie franchise, The Fate of the Furious. He did that one.
Yeah.
And did some other ones. Friday.
I've never seen any of those Furious movies.
I've seen them all, and I actually like them.
Right.
I didn't think I was gonna like them. Like, because I remember when they were first coming out the theaters, and I was just like, it's just a bunch of cars. I'm not really a car person, and everything. And then a few years later, we went and saw the first one that had The Rock in it, and maybe it was just The Rock who pulled me in.
It's just The Rock.
Because
you love The Rock, don't you?
I love The Rock. He's a handsome man. He can be in whatever movie he wants to be in. And we really liked it. And so we went back and watched all the other ones, and they're actually pretty good. Like, I was very surprised by it.
I've never seen any of them. There is a what? Go ahead.
I was gonna say I own the first one, so I can bring it to Houston when we come, and we can all watch it. Do you have a DVD player? Do you?
Yeah, I've got something. I'll play DVD.
Do you have a DVD player?
Yeah, it's one. I love the first one. I used to watch it over and over. It came out, I think, when we were in college, maybe, and I remember watching it a lot for some reason. But it's super cheesy because I don't know, but it was so cool. Just that, just going real fast, and there was a lot of video games that came out at that time where you could customize cars and
I was always horrible at those games.
Oh man, that was fun. Think of the game.
Couldn't get it to work. But they did have a Fast and Furious ride that just opened at Universal. Ugh, I can't talk tonight. Universal Studios. Universal Studios. Yeah, it's an Italian theme park.
It's Universal. You come. It's a fun.
I did watch a video of the ride that somebody sort of sneaky filmed. And I'm sorry, but if I waited in a line to go on that ride, I would go straight to customer service and be like, "Can I just have my money back?" Because if you have a ride called Fast and the Furious, wouldn't you think you would get in some kind of car and you would go fast, and then furious stuff would happen around you?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So
what?
You don't do that in the ride.
Oh.
You go to their place, I guess where their hangout or whatever. You see all their cars and go through, and then you get on a party bus, and you're going to go to a party. But the FBI or somebody has found out that there's a witness on board your party bus that they want, so they're coming to get you. But the cast of Fast and the Furious is there to save the day, and they're on screens that surround the party bus.
Oh.
And they're in fast cars that swoop by on screens.
Somebody's Fast and Furious.
Yeah, and they have that technology where they have in part of it, they have like a real set, and then it looks like they're walking in the set, but it's video.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I just saw the videos. I haven't read the ride, but it was like so cheesy. I'm like, there's already the perfect system out there for a ride like this. They have it at Epcot. It's called Test Track. They could have made their own version where you could have gotten a car and you could have gone fast and you could have been furious.
Mm-hmm.
But instead you go on a party bus and you see some screens go by.
It sounds like, what's that one ride at Universal where you go underground and like the subway thing, it's an earthquake.
That's where this one that's where they tore that one down to make this one.
Okay. Well, they basically just use the same set.
Well, it's like they have another ride, a Kong ride that's in Islands of Adventure, and it's basically the Kong ride, but with Fast and the Furious. You get in a bus, you go, you see some screens of stuff around you, and they have the same ride in Hollywood. In Hollywood, it's 3D. In Orlando, it's not 3D.
So they have a huge animatronic Vin Diesel, like 8 stories tall.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like, hey, everybody. That's my bad Vin Diesel impression.
Wow. No, spot on. Spot on. I was like, who let Vin Diesel in the room?
Yeah. So I'm not like most people, the reviews I've seen have been like, yeah, it's an okay ride. But, I mean, that's about... Yeah, they're like, yeah, it was fun. But I'm just sort of... there's just too many rides that are just like, okay, we're just going to have screens around you now, and you're going to sit in the same spot, pretty much. So, I don't know. So that's all I know about Fast and the Furious. The Rock's in it, though, in the ride.
Rock's in it. And he's great.
I don't know if Vin Diesel's in the ride. I think he's in the ride. But Ludacris is in the ride a bunch.
Okay. That's ludicrous.
Everybody's favorite.
That's ludicrous. He's good in those movies. Everybody's good in those movies. It's a fun movie.
Okay, so we've had some questions about something that's been missing from the show for the past couple of weeks, and they really want to know, what's going on, what our opinions are of this, because I guess we're the ultimate critic for this show. I guess would that be the right word for it? I don't know.
Yeah.
But we've been asked, what about the Flash? What's going on with the Flash? Tell us what you think about the past episodes of the Flash.
Things are happening. There's other things. Yeah. This season's. Yeah.
Are you caught up?
I'm caught up. So
yeah, I am too.
The problem I'm having with this season is there's just obvious plot holes. And Team Flash is just giving up like very easily. Like there was the one episode where the Thinker is the villain and he's captured. I forget her name, but she played the violin or whatever and made sound waves or whatever.
Yeah.
Big force field goes around her, and they're like, "Oh, she's dead. Nothing we can do." Big force field around her, and they just stand there and watch her die. I'm just like, no, try things at least. Like, at least try to do something. And she had a power that could hurt him, but because her violin broke, she just kind of gave up, even though she had used her powers before when she didn't need that violin. But that violin broke, and she's like, "Oh, I guess I'm dead." So it's just stuff like that that's been bugging me this season.
Yeah,
it's just it's just late. I don't want to say lazy writing necessarily, but it's just they're not really thinking things through.
It's okay.
I know.
It just felt like the earlier seasons, they're very smart, cutting edge. They knew how to do stuff, and now it seems like they're like, we don't know how to do anything. I can run fast, and then the whole thing about, oh, we're better than that. We're not going to kill the Thinker. We're better than that. Yeah. We're going to arrest him and put him in jail. I'm like, come on.
He's already proven he's too smart for you, so you got to just kill him when you can.
Yeah. It's like every superhero show. When they finally get to the end game with their villain, the villain's going to die. So go ahead and kill him off now.
I'm calling it now. The wife kills him.
Oh.
I'm saying the wife kills him because she's brainwashed right now.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, though, she's like this. She can use a sword really well.
Oh, yeah. Because she's like a super ninja now.
What happened? Meek, really smart person on a computer, and then all of a sudden now she's like,
it's an electric sword, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was I didn't understand that.
I mean, it was cool, but it was like,
it was cool.
Yeah.
She could dodge all the guns.
Yeah, they could have just had another samurai robot.
Yeah.
Rather than her fighting.
And then Wells is all dumb now or whatever because of the hat. I'm just like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. And they went to go fight him this past episode, in his lair. Mm-hmm. And they left their only transportation at their labs.
Yeah.
I thought he would go with them, because
that would make sense.
You're going there, because that would make sense. You're going there, and they're like, if we're not back in 15 minutes, we're dead, basically. It's like, well, why don't you take the guy who can get you in and out? Because you already know he thinks ahead of you, so he may have already thought of this.
Yeah, it's just, I'm sorry, it's dumb.
Yeah, they're having problems. That they need to go. I hate to say it, but it seems like they need to go back to a speedster villain. They seem to do better with this. I'm kind of upset because they kind of wasted a lot of the villains beforehand, with Captain Cold and Heatwave, and and all of them, because basically they're the rogues, and they always team up and fight Flash, because Flash is super fast. So individually he can take each one of them out, but they team up and they do heists and everything, all the stuff. They have these rules where they don't like hurt children and stuff, and it seemed like there could be a lot of potential in that, but they used them all individually. And now Wentworth Miller, he's done with the shows. His last episode is next week, and he's done. So there's no more Captain Cold. Oh. And Heatwave is on Legends, and he's a hero now. And the other villains, they just keep using them individually. So I don't know. Maybe next season they'll try to do something like that. I kind of hope. But
didn't we say that last season? Maybe next season will be better.
Maybe next season. Last season had its problems, but this season has some major.
There's just so much potential, but.
And they're falling into the trope like, oh, it's the switching bodies episode.
Yeah.
Like the 90s sitcom things that every sitcom did.
I don't think they have to have a villain for the season either.
They don't necessarily have to.
I think it sort of gets old. Because like the Thinker, he's just old now. It's just like, come on. Been going at this all season. Yeah.
But that's how a lot of their shows do. The CW does. If you think about like, which you didn't, I don't think, watch the vampire shows, but the originals, which just started back this week. Yeah. And, they always have a main bad guy or something that they're working towards, because it's one big long episode, where it used to be like the shows we used to watch, it was at least the sitcoms, and it's still sitcoms are this way. They're not, there's no chronological order. It's just random things that happen. But now that's just the way they do all shows, really, not just CW, but True Blood was that way with you had one, it was the Wolves season, it was the Witch season, so unfortunately, they're kind of just victim of what the norm is. Yeah. But I mean, you could do what you want.
Well, if they didn't kill off the main villain, because basically the main villain ends up dying somehow.
Yeah.
Each season, even though they don't kill them, they end up dying. They didn't do that.
Yeah.
And shortened their stint. Like half the season is to this villain, half the season is the next villain. Yeah. They could bring people back, and there could be other plot lines and stuff. And I think that's where like comic books really excel at, because the villains come back in some way, and it's always something new and different.
You just get sort of bored, and a lot of plot holes sit in, because like when he was just the Thinker by himself, they couldn't beat him, and now he has all these other powers. So it's going to be when they finally do beat him, it's going to be like, really?
It was that easy?
Okay. Yeah, I really think it's going to be the wife is going to snap out of her trance again at like a critical moment, and she's going to kill him.
Well, she's going to be the villain. It's just like the Marvel shows on Netflix. It's like you think it's this way that part of the time, and then all of a sudden it's somebody else, and because she showed that she has some sort of, I don't know, whatever, and maybe not a power, but she's skilled. Not just the computer nerd, right? And it's, but in the fact that she's been brainwashed, there's things that she doesn't know about herself, and she does know, or I don't know, but it's, could be.
So that's the Flash. It's still going on. Next week, Captain Cold will be back for a random episode. But before we end tonight, we have to talk about something that Catron and I did last night.
Oh yeah.
Over the old PS4. Chris, you got to get one of these so you can do this.
I will be getting one at some point. I had to buy T-shirts and I had to get a mic. So I've had to make some purchases recently. So I'm going to get one.
Whatever.
Put the down payment on the cruise.
Yeah. I got a lot going on, fellas.
Well, you're going to miss out, because what we did last night is for a limited time only, which I don't know why they do that, but they did. We played Star Wars Battlefront 2 last night on the PS4, and they had a special limited time event going on called the Ewok Hunt.
Something on indoor, or maybe it's just the Ewok Hunt.
Ewok Hunt, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
When they first announced this, I was like, oh, I can't kill Ewoks. Like, they're so cute and they're so fluffy, and there's no way I can play this and kill Ewoks because they're like little teddy bears to me, like animals. You can't kill the animals. And then we played the game. And this was the horror game I didn't know that I needed.
It's like a zombie game
that I got. Because this was the creepiest Ewok hunt you can imagine. So when you start the game as stormtroopers, they don't tell you this beforehand. You don't know what you're going into. You start the game and you notice, wait a second, the whole screen is dark except for a little pinpoint of light that's your flashlight on the end of the gun. So you're indoor at night.
I mean, it's a flashlight. It's not just a pin. You've got a little spot. Yeah.
It's like where your sight is and stuff. It's like a circle.
Yeah.
So you're on indoor at night, and you hear like scuffling feet around you, and you hear like all these weird noises from the forest. And then they like attack you out of nowhere. Ewoks just come and like attack your legs and kill you, and you're like, "What is going on?" And your flashlight runs out. Your flashlight will die, and you have to let it recharge.
Cool down.
Yeah. So you'll just be in the dark, and so the point of the game is for the stormtroopers to survive and make it to a shuttle to escape the planet. So at one point, Catron and I go, "We're just going to hide. We're not going to try to fight anybody. We're just going to hide." Then we went to the very edge of the map under a cliff and just like sat there until the ship came, and then we just gunned it. We just started running,
and we made it. I think the funniest thing was seeing the stormtroopers when you come upon them, and they're all in a cave or they're all in a log,
standing hiding,
and they're just like looking at us like they're hiding, And then, and if you're because you become an Ewok if you die in this, you then come back as an Ewok, and it's really cool because you're in the tree houses and these bridges or whatever you want to call them, going across, and you can see down on everybody, and you see these flashlights going around. And everybody's just trying to figure out what they're doing. But the funniest thing was going up into the log or the cave as an Ewok, and then just you have this weapon that's these like firefly bee kind of things that they're in a sling. So you're like whipping that thing around, and you sling them at the stormtroopers, and they're just like, oh my gosh, they're all over me. And it was the funniest thing to see them when they weren't expecting it, and they were all just kind of in a huddle in it. Because the game is really neat. They do a really good job with the animations and how people are. It just looks so realistic and how they're moving around, and it just cracks you up, to see all that.
So did things go just like super quiet at one point, and then you hear no.
They do sing if they win and stuff. The song plays.
Yeah, they have a horn. Yeah. There's one of the specialties of the Ewoks is that they have this horn they can blow. It's like, and they get extra strength and extra like armor, basically. I guess. Yeah. And it's funny because you're trying to learn how to use it, and you're like, oh, I need to use this, and you're right on top of somebody, and you use it, and they turn around and shoot you, and you're dead. Yeah.
But it was so creepy when you're like hearing that stuff, like when you're out in the dark, you just hear this, and you're like, no, where are
they? And there's tripwires as you're walking along, and if you hit a tripwire, this net full of rocks or whatever just can fall on your head and either damage you quite a bit or kill you. So and you couldn't see it unless you were using your flashlight. They did have extra guns that you could go find that had like a grenade, that special whatever ability it would add to you. And it was a cool grenade because it was like a fire. It make this huge fire, so it was really neat. But it was fun for a little bit. I don't know if I could play it all the time.
No, it
got a little frustrating.
It was a nice surprise.
The
game.
Did the Ewoks eat the stormtroopers at the end?
Well, so here's the thing. So like we're walking, and we go into this cave, and you get to this one part of the cave, and you look, and there's like stakes in the ground, and it has their helmets on it by a fire that's roasting something on a spit. You're just like, oh, junk! What in the world?
I'm gonna get eaten.
when you're an Ewok, one of your weapons is a spear, and you can't chuck the spear. I mean, that would have made it even better if you could throw the spear but you had to be super close to the stormtroopers and jab them. Sometimes 8 times, sometimes 2, depending on how good you were. I guess I don't know, but it was sometimes hard to be an Ewok because you were limited in what you could do. But you also had some special abilities, like you could see where everybody was on the map, whereas the stormtroopers are basically blind as to where everybody is, like everybody. So
yeah.
The
funny thing, when we were on separate sides, because if one of us would die, they become an Ewok. And so since we're like joined as a group, we can see the outline of a green outline, like in the distance of where we are.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh gosh, he's over there. I can see his green outline. I got to run away and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, there was one time when I was hiding on the edge of the map, and Ryan was an Ewok, and he's like, "Oh, you're not an Ewok." It's like, yeah. He's like, I'm gonna run around the edge and try to find you, and he never did find me, but
I think I was running in the opposite direction. It was fun though. They should keep that mode in there.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's fun to play with other people with that one, but yeah.
When
it first started, I was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, it was so hard.
And then when the first time the flashlight died, you're just like, "No,
I can't see anything."
Did you turn the lights out while you're playing?
I was sitting in the dark.
Yeah,
there you go. That's how you need to play that.
Yeah,
yeah. It was kind of like Blair Witch in a way because you're running and the flashlight's bumping up and down because you're running and you can't see anything, but you hear noises behind you. You know.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
But it was creepy and fun. I don't know why they do the limited time maps like that, but I don't know if they're just testing the waters, because the other stuff that they put out with this were like skins for your characters, and they dropped the ball on that one. I thought they were going to do like paint jobs and different stuff for the stormtroopers, because that's what I play as normally. It was an assault class, and they didn't. It was just like for if you played as a specialist or somebody that doesn't wear a helmet. And we're like, well, my dude usually wears a helmet, so
you get a mohawk underneath your helmet.
Yeah, but it was fun. I want to play it again before it goes away.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be there for at least a couple weeks or so. I don't know.
Yeah, so it was fun. So this time next week, it will be out.
Mm-hmm.
Have you realized this? Infinity War will be in theaters.
Oh.
Yes.
I thought you meant it. I was like, it already came out.
Yes, I have my ticket spot.
I don't have tickets because my wife is.
You are out of luck.
I know, but my wife's out of town, so I'll have the kids. So there's no way I could go see it.
I'll tell you all about it.
No. Part of me's like, yes, tell me all about it, because I don't want another like Last Jedi scenario to happen to me, where I'm just so depressed afterwards by whoever dies.
Yeah. Now I'm going Saturday. So basically, like, was it Thursday? I've got to go like radio silence on like everything, so I don't see anything, because people be posting like what's going on and everything, and I hate the news articles that post basically in the title of the article what happened.
This person dies in the first 5 minutes. Does it come out
Here's
Thursday?
Why you don't see Hawkeye.
Does it come out Thursday or does it come out Wednesday night?
I'm sure it comes. Well, I don't know. I thought it was a Friday release, so that meant Thursday.
Yeah. So it'll probably be the next Tuesday before I get to see it.
Ooh. So yeah, everything will be spoiled for you.
No.
Is what it is.
Are you seeing it, Catron?
I won't be seeing it at least on the weekend, because we're probably going to go camping that weekend. But
he's going camping to get away from all the spoilers.
That's right. I've got to get
off the grid.
I can't get cell signal there or anything. I'll be off the grid, so definitely am going to do that. But I need to make an effort to see it, so that I'm not the only person
Yeah, we'll have to do like a big talk about it.
Yeah, so I'll figure something out. I don't guess
we can
kid friendly.
We can bring on Ray or somebody.
Yeah, we'll do like we did Last Jedi. Hopefully, hopefully this will be better.
Dorian would be a good one to bring on. He's a huge.
Oh, we'll just have
because Dorian knows the comic book. Dorian knows the comic book, like the old comic book. He read the comic book quite a lot. He might be good to have on.
Yeah, if he wants to come on, he could come on. I know he's a big wig now with all his money. With all his money that he won from HQ.
He's a big HQD winner. What they call him. So they call him HQDs.
So we'll give it a week or so, and then we'll do a big episode to do.
Yeah, we'll give it some time.
Yeah,
we won't do it right away.
We don't want to ruin it. We don't want to be those guys.
Oh.
Or do we?
No,
we don't.
Well, if you haven't seen Ready Player One, then we were.
Yeah. I'll put spoiler in the title or whatever.
Yeah, not for all of it, but yeah, we did.
Yeah, we didn't give away a ton of stuff.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm looking right now. No, it doesn't look like it comes out on Wednesday.
Okay, so it's Thursday. Could go offline on Thursday.
Oh wait, no, yeah, we'll see Thursday. This is great podcasting right
there. It's great.
Thursday, yeah.
Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
They're yelling at their phone
at this movie theater. It's not till 7 p.m.
on Friday.
It's not till 7 p.m. on Thursday, so I will not see it until my wife gets back in town. I wonder if there's tickets still for it. Let's look.
That is what you may have trouble with finding tickets.
I'm looking right now to see.
It is apparently pre-sold more than the last 7 Marvel movies combined.
Wow. But he's excited about it.
That's a lot. Because, like, everybody's in it.
I'm looking to see.
Culmination of 10 years of Marvel movies.
Yeah, somebody just posted on our Facebook that, it's been 10 years since Iron Man, and just can't believe everything.
And and a couple days ago was the 80th anniversary of Superman.
Yeah.
Superman's 80 years old.
Oh, there's still tickets available.
Oh, there you go.
But I can't go, but...
Oh.
Just take the kids.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
God. No.
No.
Fine.
This is one of those movies you want to go alone, because if you go with people, they'll talk and stuff. Be quiet. Anyways. So that's episode 52, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We've laughed, we've cried, we've hunted some Ewoks. And we're gearing up for the movie of the summer, maybe.
And Comic Palooza.
Yes,
and Comic Palooza.
Palooza.
Make sure you go to comicpalooza.com. Get your tickets today. we'll maybe tell them more about it. Let's see.
Yes.
Anyways, you guys got anything else?
No. All good.
No. All right. Well, we'll talk at you next week here on I Am Geek. Good night, everybody.